Sigma males occupy a top spot in the socio-sexual hierarchy, right next to the alpha, but sort of outside the hierarchy by their own choice. Welcome to Dream Thinker, where we focus on the psychology of personality. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can be notified whenever we release new content. In this video, we are going to explore a number of reasons why Sigma males love being alone and how they're so good at it. Number 1. Sigma males don't care about the herd. They don't walk in the same direction, and unlike many people think, they don't even go against it. They just don't care at all about what everyone else is doing. Just because their parents, friends, and possibly the entire country or even planet say that something is right, doesn't mean that Sigma is gonna do it. This is because they deliberately teach themselves that societal norms are there to be broken. So they place no value at all on external validation, and instead all their decisions come from within, and all their actions align with their goals regardless of what anyone thinks. For example, you may find that the vast majority of male college dropouts are Sigmas, and you will frequently hear things like, "I just didn't feel like it was the right thing for me," or "There was just too much expectation from everyone, and I wasn't even sure that's what I wanted." Unlike alpha males who might occasionally change direction to show the herd that they're competent and that they know where they're going, and the herd will probably follow, Sigmas don't do it to look cool or to receive praise or thinking outside the box. It's just the concept of, since everyone is doing it, it must be right, does not resonate with them. Number 2. Sigmas are self-sufficient. Sigma males hate depending on anyone for anything. Independence is probably their life motto, and while Sigmas can have friends, family, colleagues, and they're part of a few social circles, they don't depend on these social circles in any way, especially not for validation. Let me explain. Think about it. If there's no pack, there's no alpha of the pack, and quintessential aspect of being an alpha is seeking and acquiring the tribe's recognition. A Sigma, on the other hand, he does not care about any of that. If there's no pack, a Sigma is still a Sigma, and if there is a pack, he still is the same Sigma. He doesn't depend on others to fulfill his role in the socio-sexual hierarchy. So even if a Sigma is very social and he's involved in many social groups, he never involves himself in a way that would make walking away problematic. At work, Sigmas usually have multiple streams of income, or at least plan B and C in case their current source of income is compromised. They're often respected and loved by their colleagues, but make no mistake, if they grow tired of it, they will leave. Self-sufficiency reaches every corner of a Sigma's life. They often move out of their parents' home at a very young age, or at least they want to. They earn their own money, pay their bills, and are often competent in basic life skills like cooking and cleaning. The idea of living off the grid is extremely appealing to them. They'd love to live in a house that runs on solar energy, growing their own food and making their own resources, because they don't want to depend even on the government. Number 3. Sigmas prioritize themselves. Sigma males always put their goals and happiness above everything and everyone else. Sigmas are often called selfish, or they don't care about anyone but themselves. That's not entirely true. They do care about their friends and families. They just care about themselves more. Altruism is among the least likely virtues you'd find in a Sigma male. You'd find them saying something like, "I'd love to make my parents proud, but I gotta put myself first." They don't care about a company's target as much as they care about their incentives and personal development, and they're likely to remote anything or anyone standing between them and their goals. This takes us to number 4. Sigmas eliminate relationships. They give up companionship in order to achieve their goals. This is perhaps the biggest reason why many Sigmas are loners. It doesn't come from an antisocial mentality or introvertism, but the fact that they're hyper-aware that companionship comes with responsibilities which might slow them down. This is a priceless piece of information if you or your partner think you have commitment issues. If you determine that you're a Sigma male, chances are they're not really commitment issues. It's the fact that a Sigma is scared people might weigh him down, and this is actually a sign that he truly cares about someone and is starting to see them as a part of his future. Think about it. It's cheaper and more efficient to travel alone, to live alone. Sigmas value their own time and resources above anything else, and getting into a relationship means giving up a massive portion of this time and resources. So, what to do about it? Number 5. Sigmas need space. Give them space. Sigma males are born to be free, so whether it's a friendship or a relationship, don't make them feel confined. They appreciate alone time to think, reflect, and listen to their intuition. They grow fast, and they always strive to learn new things and become a better version of themselves. So if your company, friendship, or relationship doesn't give them enough space for that growth, they will outgrow it, and they will leave. It might take time, but if you convince a Sigma male that your relationship is adding to him rather than taking from him, they're the most loyal and devout personality archetypes. Unlike the alpha male, who might seek continuous validation by being with multiple partners, or beta males, who are likely to have numerous short-term relationships due to indecisiveness, Sigma males are characterized by being in 2 or 3 very serious relationships in their entire lifetime. They have a meticulous, almost scientific approach to choosing a life partner. Number 6. Sigmas are adaptable. Sigma males are the best natural survivors out of all the male personality archetypes. When a task gets too complicated, difficult, or time-consuming, the first thing an alpha would think is, whom can I delegate this to? But a Sigma, they think, how can I get this done? This is why alphas are always surrounded by helpers, assistants, employees. Sigmas are more of a one-man show. They rely only on themselves, and they adapt their skills and learn new things to get the job done adequately. It's common for a Sigma male to make a bold career shift or travel to a foreign country and thrive in their new position. They see everything as a challenge, and they will swim oceans and climb mountains to avoid saying, I couldn't get it done. Number 7. Sigmas work best alone. They have the ability to work in teams and be cooperative, but their finest work comes from alone time because they excel at self-reflection and intuitive thinking. Their different and quirky perspectives give them the ability to come up with new solutions and innovative approaches. This could be anything from writing, graphic designing, programming, marketing, or just coming up with ideas in any field. They appreciate quietness and tend to listen within themselves for intuition, and then follow that intuition. This is why many people think Sigmas are generally associated with creativity. It's not really creativity as much as it is different ways of seeing everything, because they have very little input from external sources. You're the man who makes the magic happen without revealing any of your tricks. This is why you'll find that many Sigma males opt into remote work, freelancing gigs, and making money digitally. However, Sigmas can still be very good leaders if they need to be. Number 8. Sigma males hate authority. Sigmas hate being told what to do, whether in a direct or an indirect way. They won't succumb to someone's authority just because they have some power to fire them or punish them. In fact, if you try to subdue a Sigma male, he will either walk away or start a rebellion. This is a massive reason why you'll find many Sigmas are loners, because of clashes with authority. Whether it's a teacher, parent, boss, or even just entitled friends who push them around, they just won't take it, and they'd rather walk away and be alone. Sigmas don't even succumb to indirect authority. They don't do things in a certain way just because this is how everyone does it. They think for themselves and question everything, and they often have very controversial opinions on things that seemingly everybody else agrees on. The fascinating thing is, they're very often right, because most people do things the way they were taught or the way everyone else does it, but Sigmas actually put in the time and effort to study, research, and try as many times as it takes to figure something out. So their opinion is based on facts and experience, not common knowledge. And even though this can be an advantage in innovation and problem solving, it can be a drawback, because sometimes you don't really need to reinvent the wheel. If it works, it works. So Sigmas often waste a huge amount of time and resources fact-checking for themselves and making sure that everything makes sense according to their own beliefs. If they come up with something new, great, they're geniuses. But if they don't, they've only just wasted time to come to the same conclusion.